and welcome back to another episode on the Audi S4. Today is going to be something a little bit different. It's just going to be a car washing and detailing video. Now, disclaimer, I am not a professional valeter, detailer. I've got a basic insight into what I need to do. I won't be touching the left-hand side that's been repaired, as that's had obviously fresh paint, lacquer, and it has been mopped. However, the rest of the car will give it a wash off and then just try and get out a few of the light scratches. So I have built up a bit of a collection through a couple of years of cars. I've got a Finesse orbital polisher, various compounds that they do, different cutting levels and glosses, a couple of different pad densities, some tape to mark up the windows, some isopropyl alcohol which will just help wipe down the panels in between passes. And then I'm going to try this today just to get in the hard to reach areas along the window frame columns and bits and pieces like that. That thing should work wonders. So let's get going. So I'm going to get this done as quick as possible. Luckily the car is still in the shade. It is going to be a blinking hot day today. I think possibly 28 degrees temp. And the last thing you want to be doing is cleaning a car in hot weather, direct sunlight. Standard practice, 2-bucket method, you shampoo mix in the one, a rinse in the other. You want to try and get out any dirt and debris out of the sponge in that one and not transfer it back into your wash bowl. So the Red 7, the iron out remover is working well. There are plenty of products out there that all do the same thing. They turn reddy pink colour, purple, as you can see. When it's working, it's just getting rid of any of that brake dust, any iron particulates. So that is the car dry, back inside, out of the sunlight. Not going to teach you how to suck eggs on how to dry a car. I mean, there's plenty of ways. I just use a big microfiber drying towel, seems to work these days. The old school chamois, there's those, and obviously those little plastic wiper blade things that you can use to try and displace a lot of the water off the car. So like I say, the paint isn't horrific. This is the top of the boot. A few little scratches here and there under the light. Just see some swirling, particularly around here. You see there's quite a high area there. I haven't got the most harshest of cutting compounds, and also I don't have a paint thickness gauge. I'm not that into it. However, I'm just going to go for a few passes over the top and just try and improve a few of these. I'm fully aware I'm not going to get this looking absolutely mint. So swirls can happen from anything from just contact on the paint surface, poor washing, typically your drive-in car washes where there's high volume, the sponges aren't necessarily as clean as they should be, and that just creates surface scratches in the lacquer. So by mopping and just taking off a thin layer of that, you're leveling that surface and then removing the swirls, making that paintwork look fresh, shiny, and then super glossy. So I'll be using the Finesse kit, almost like a little traffic light system, super convenient. Shows you your cut level, so the most harshest, and then working down the scale, along with coloured pads to fit onto the polisher. I am going to start on the highest cut level and then just work down the scale to the finishing. So that is the first pass done. It's pulled a little bit of clarity out and made it pop a little bit more. However, the scratches that are in this paint are too deep for the compounds I have. To the plain eye, you can't really see them. Obviously, we're amplifying that with these lights, but it is making it pop a little bit more. A little bit of a result on the satin mirrors, not just a cheap paint, but they watermark really easy, and obviously bug marks and all that lot get on them. Just used a really light mop and a light cutting compound on that with not much pressure, and it's come up really, really nicely. I didn't want to polish it, but just to clean up that satin. If you look at this side now, done. Compared to this side, which the camera's probably not doing it justice looking through the lens here, but it's almost like clouded, and there's a few little marks and pieces. So I'll do the same this side and see if this one is improved as well. And that is it after. Not going to get rid of the little pitting marks as they're just in there long term now, but just a little bit of the ghosting almost that comes out of it. I really don't think the camera's doing it justice, is it? But yeah, nice little improvement there. So that is the polishing side done now. Could literally spend hours on this. I don't have a harsh enough cutting compound to get most of the scratches out, but like I said, I don't want to risk that. It has, however, brought out a lot of clarity. The paint was not bad at all, like I've said, but it just has made it pop even more. I cannot wait to get it out in the sunshine, and that should look mint. I'm going to apply some liquid wax now to the car, just on a little applicator. And then I think I'm going to use a really soft finishing pad on the mop just to buff it off. It's bloody hot now. The car's not hot, but I am, so I'm just going to let the machine do the work. So the heater on its lowest setting is actually cooler than the air temp, so that actually is quite refreshing. So I used the mop and I actually didn't think it performed very well, so I resorted back to the classic microfiber towel, and then I ended up using the Turtle Wax ceramic spray, and I applied this all over the car. So that is the car finished. It's about 5 hours worth of work that's taken me. It is scorching hot now. I am sweating buckets. The car looks amazing. Once again, probably not picking up on camera quite how well it's come up. So that's a wash, thorough decontamination, a couple of polish stages on that, and then a wax applied. And then I also went over the top with a ceramic Turtle Wax spray. Did the wheels as well, and then I did a tidy up inside to the plastics into the engine bay, a little hoover inside and a wipe down. And as you can see, it is popping. Fair play to the guys who do detailing and valeting as their full-time job. You can see why the proper boys and girls are charging so much money. It's so labor intensive. The products they're using, everything's expensive. So yeah, hats off, because I am sweating my ass off, and there's still a lot more that could be done to that paintwork. If you haven't seen previous videos of this Audi S4 build, take a look back in the channel. That would be greatly appreciative. So that is going to conclude today's video. The car is pretty much done now. Maybe one more road trip in it, and then it's going to go up for sale. So if you know anyone who wants it, here it is, come and get it. Will it be a bike next, or will it be another car? Just have to have a little look out on the marketplaces and the auction sites. I'm going to try and mix up the channel a little bit. I'm hoping to do a bike review at some point. That would be quite cool. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit different, the day in life of a valeter. And I'm going to take it home now because it's got aircon and the van hasn't.